Okay, we start recording. So, as you know, my name is Peter. I am from Mobius Program Committee, and I'll help you with your submission and guide you through preparation to the talk. If we will take it to the program, and if you have any questions about conference, about organization, about everything, you can ask me. If I don't have an answer, I'll forward it to organizers and I am sure that they will answer you. So the purpose of this first call is just to meet each other, and I need to know more about your submission, about your talk. We'll speak today about your second mission.
App release.
Yes, app release. Yes, sorry. And the purpose for you is to get more information about the conference. And so if you have any questions, you can ask me during this first call. We have, as you know, call for papers will be on September 16th. And so after this, 2 weeks after this, we'll have a final decision about your paper. Will we take it to the program or not? So we have a pretty straightforward program of preparation. The first call, you tell more about your paper, and then it would be great if we can have more information about your talk, maybe presentation slides, maybe some if you have some more documents and so on about your talk, it would be great. And the best one is if we can make a dry run call so that we can see the whole talks, how you will speak it on the conference.
So you mean the talk is about 45 minutes long, and
yes,
the dry call will be just me.
We can have a call, or you can record it by yourself.
Oh, okay.
It would be and share it. It would be great because it can give more information to program committee about the state of preparation of the talk, about the details. So the more information we have, the easier for us to make a decision about if we take it or not to the program.
Okay. For the dry run call, so that can be a recorded one. So it could be at a meetup.
It can be if you have a record from the meetup, and I'll ask you about it in certain minutes. If you have a record from the meetup, it would be great to see it. So any information about the paper, about the talk, would be better than just only the submission.
Yeah.
So can you tell more about your talk, why you choose this topic, why you think it's interested, and who do you think will be interested in it?
Okay, yeah. Because Mobius is not only Android focused, but it's for app developers. I want to touch a larger crowd of that. And because on the release and also the Wave App Store, the view and the fast lane and so on works. I also, the first talk I got admitted to was from a failure on app release. So I tell you the backstory behind it. Yeah. So for one of the major app on Zalando, it's about 20 million user downloads. And for one of we're going to be featured on Google Play Editor's Choice. So we took extra care for that, and special preparation. But on the
Okay.
day when we launch it, something it just something went wrong. We just launched it at 12 at noon. Then we did a rollout. On iOS, you cannot do a stage rollout. So you do 1% of the user, 5% of the user get it.
Yeah.
Yes, before, yeah. And the app release manager, he just went in all at 8 o'clock in the evening at 100%. So we didn't have enough hours to get feedback of a user, but we noticed that, hey, from a review, people were complaining at the app start, it's crashing. We said, well, so it's going to affect millions of users. I was still there because I had my German class, and I came in. I couldn't figure out what was going on, but then I just reverted, took the previous build and increased the version code and released the app. So it just saved the day. And we even called Google. So you see, if we could revert, they say you cannot do it anymore. And a few days after, I wrote the app release manifesto just to see everything that went wrong. So actually, the bug inside was why did it crash on the app start after an update? Actually, one of the database was updated. One of the enum in the SQLite was updated. So the way to save the enum is either you save it as a string or the number or the number. But then because it was renamed and it passed the quality insurance and so on. Yeah. And yeah. And also we did a kind of fuck up because we released it on a Wednesday. Thursday was a day off, and Friday most people take another day off in between. So it's going to be a really long weekend, and I see a lot of teams, startups celebrating when they have a first app launch. Even before they have a first app launch, they plan to release on a Friday here, but they just have a feature code, the first version of the code on on a Monday. So after this app release manifesto, I just wrote a bit the best practice, like to start with a stage rollout, check the review and crash report, but to just start really slowly. And also create.
Sorry.
Yeah. And also just to prepare in case something goes wrong, just create a fallback version. And the fallback version is just the previous version. And also do the same thing for iOS. You create a Apple Express lane in case something goes wrong, and you already have your fallback version reviewed.
I see.
Yeah, because imagine you're an iOS developer, right?
Yep, I'm an iOS developer.
Yes, because imagine if something like this could happen on iOS, you don't have this reactivity. You cannot just revert in a few hours and move.
Yes, and you have to wait about a day for review and so on. Yes, I know.
Yeah, yes.
But I think the problem with App Start crash, I had the same problem with Android application. I had a very small experience with Android development, and I had the same problem releasing the application which crashed on start because of I don't remember how to ProGuard, because of ProGuard.
Okay.
And so I switched off ProGuard and released it. And everything's okay. It was about maybe half an hour in Google Play with this version. And so I think that in Apple with the review team, you can be sure that it won't be released if it crashed on start. But of course, there are some problems, and you,
Yeah.
like there can be problems in
Yes.
iTunes, in App Store.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay, who do you think will be interested in this talk? What kind of developers or what kind of roles in
Yes.
IT companies?
I don't. I think you will be more like the release managers and the
Uh-huh.
product managers, people around App Store optimization, but also the iOS and Android developers. They won't learn a specific trick on
Uh-huh.
their stack, and also the backend guys.
Uh-huh.
I was going to talk about the API versioning. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah,
Okay, and
yeah, because
some kind. Uh,
usually I talk to Android conference like Android Android later
uh-huh.
or
Uh-huh.
Android conference, but since this Mobius is more like
It's a mobile development in general,
mobile
yes.
development, yes, in general.
Uh-huh. Okay, and what do you think people will do? So they come to your talk, they listen to it. What steps do they will they make? What's how it will change their life, their development process, and so on? Do you think that they will change the whole release process?
No, I don't think, but give some insight or what
Mm-hmm.
happens. And I actually, by telling mistake, failures, you learn more from that
Mm-hmm.
mistakes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I see. So it's like just the talk will be just like uh, a bunch of advices.
Yes.
Uh-huh. And do you have any maybe not a bunch of advices, but the process? Can you describe in this talk the process so that I'm a developer, I work in a team, so I go to Mobius, I visit your talk, and so I came back to my work and I said, "Oh, Raymond told a great story, so we need to do this to make a better release." Not just a bunch of advices, so that I came back and need to create the process by myself. But
Okay.
can you create the process in your talk? Describe the whole
Yeah.
process.
Yes. Okay. Yes. The methods and yeah. Actually,
Mm-hmm.
when you say advice, it was more like you don't have to follow by the letter and the
Mm-hmm.
process. I mean, I wrote the release manifesto. It's more about the process. Like,
Ah,
for example,
yeah.
you must have a fallback version when you publish
Uh-huh.
when something goes wrong.
Uh-huh. Okay, I see. And did you to talk with this paper in other conferences
Yes, at Joy-Con Berlin and Greece
in Greece?
and
Uh,
Budapest. Yes.
and are you going to visit other conferences with it before the Mobius?
Can you just repeat?
Can Are you going to visit our other conferences before the Mobius with it?
Ah, yeah, yes. 2019, yes, because Mobius is at the hand of
Yes, it's
December.
in
So
December.
yeah, the
So,
time.
and can you tell what conferences and when?
Okay, I'm going to visit a Kotlin, okay, a Kotlin meetup group in
Uh
Paris.
huh. Uh huh.
Yeah, but
Yeah. You
most of
know.
them are Android focused,
Uh
and
huh.
yeah, I have a speech there. And another talk, it's not DevOps in France, it's with a D. Um, well, forgot about that, but it's
Uh
mainly meetups, and yeah.
huh. Okay. And are there any recordings, video from these conferences with your talk?
Okay. Okay.
online? Are there any now?
I have one. I think it's. I put it private. I said at the
It's
same time.
private. Uh-huh.
Because I noticed that when I was speaking, I said too many and
Uh-huh.
English is not my main language. So I thought, oh, that's just crap. Just forget about it. And that's how I joined later on a public speaking group named
Mhm.
Toastmasters and helped me to talk.
Okay, because I'll explain. There are some problems sometimes
Yeah.
if the talk is already publicly available, so that everyone can see it on YouTube, for
Ah,
example, and you go with the same talk to Mobius. We try to
diversify.
take unique talks. It's not a problem if you speak with this, if you visit other conferences or meetups with this talk, if there is no video recording after it, publicly available videos.
Yeah.
So if it is, maybe we need to see it, and maybe we can ask you to make some changes, just to dive deep in some topics in your talk, which was not very highlighted in this recording. Maybe.
Okay, I'll find it. But the previous talks were more about app failures and mistakes,
Uh huh.
and the app release was only one really tiny part, like 20% of the talk. The rest were all
Okay.
mistakes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. It would be great if it will be the a little different talk.
Okay.
And so, do you think 40, 45 minutes you have content for this time? Yep.
Yes, actually, the harder part is to be shorter than be
Okay.
yes.
Okay, I see. And okay, some organizational questions. Where are you located?
I'm located in Paris.
In Paris. Uh-huh.
Yes, and I joined that because the company I currently work for, Econ Technology, has an
Uh-huh.
office in Moscow. That's why
Okay. Great. So, does the company will help you with flight and accommodation in Moscow, or do conference organizers need to do it?
I think first thing, yes, first option. Yeah.
So company will help you with
Yes,
accommodation here
for
and
accommodation, but maybe the conference could help for the just for the visa.
with visas there is no problem to have to help. But we need to ask for foreign speakers about travel and accommodation. So it would be great if company will help. You can ask your company, and if you have some uh, if you don't not 100% sure about it, you can
Yeah.
ask and tell me if
Actually,
company will help.
my boss, the CTO, told me that they'll be really willing to help for the 3 days can spend
Uh-huh.
there if I get at least two talks, and just
Uh-huh.
to maximize. Yes,
Uh-huh. Okay. Great. I see. So that's all.
but there's no problem to just be there on one day and
Uh-huh.
just cover your during your presentation and the speaker don't have. Yes.
Okay. Uh, sorry, I did not hear.
Uh, but it's okay for the to be if I have only one talk to be there only for the
Uh-huh.
day I have a talk, not to be present
Mm.
uh,
I
while
think
at
you.
yeah.
I think you'll have only one talk.
Okay.
So I'm not sure, but I don't remember when speakers had two talks during the 2 days of conference.
Okay.
So I think about your second talk, the second curator will connect with you, and you'll have the same conversation, and then we'll need to decide.
Okay, good.
Okay. So and then the further steps is I'll share this video with program committee. They'll give me feedback. I'll give them feedback. We'll discuss it in our calls, and then I'll tell you more what's to do and what we need from you for to start the preparation and so on. So if you have any questions, you can ask me now, or you can ask me in Slack.
Okay. Actually, asked feedback from my colleagues and friends. They talk at St. Petersburg. One guy from Zalando, Andy Dyers, an American.
Yeah.
Bald hair and.
Yeah, I remember him.
And a Greek girl. She shortened Elisa. Yes.
Elisa Camber.
Yes.
Yes. Remember her. It was about a month ago, maybe.
Yeah, yes.
Conference
but
finished.
I asked their talk, but before they passed, they went to St. Petersburg. Yeah.
Great. So I think we'll discuss.
Yeah. I do have questions, however. I read in the committee, the program you don't like to advertise a bit like app vendors, like not app vendors, but commercial tools.
Sorry, I do not get the question.
The committee, I read in the committee papers that you dislike a bit the commercial tools, like tools that you have to pay to advertise that. Like, for example, talking about App Annie or
okay, I see. Of course, it's better to talk about tools that you can take for free. It's not a taboo that you can't talk about commercial tools at all. Of course you can talk about it. Apple Developer Program is a commercial.
Okay. Yes.
We need to pay for it.
Or I don't know, IntelliJ Premium, Android Studio Premium, or Premium. Yes.
Yeah. Yes. So, but of course, we don't like talks about when you come and tell about the tool only. No matter if it is commercial or not commercial, you need to describe the process. You need to describe the problem and the solution of the problem. The tool can be a solution for the problem, but if it is commercial, it would be great to have some analogs to describe how it is easier for maybe cheaper to get the same result. Maybe you need to take more time and so on. So it's not a problem with commercial tools. A penny is, I had a penny connected to my pet project, and of course, commercial, its free version is enough for like pet projects, but commercial version is very, very expensive.
Yes. Okay. So it's not about that you're against commercial tools. It's more like you don't want to focus on the tools itself. Okay.
Yeah, we want from speakers to describe the solution of problems, not about the tools or describe what one tool can make. We need to start the talk with the problem and to describe the process, how to solve the problem, and how to create a process in your company to not to prevent these problems in the future.
Okay, yes. And the process, for a process, you don't need to use this particular tool. Okay, could be a bit hard, yeah.
Yep. Okay, so I think it's 30 minutes we talk. So if you have any questions, you can ask me on Slack. I'll answer you or forward you to organizers, or forward your question to organizers. So I think in a week after the next Wednesday, I'll give you some feedback, and we'll discuss further steps, what we need to do.
Okay.
So thank you.
Yeah, and since actually we were recorded, I just give you a link. So
I see. Yep.
See that.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, great. Okay. Thank you. So, okay. Thank you.
Okay. Hey, actually, I have a question. So, just 2 minutes. I didn't.
No, not a problem.
The second part of my talk, API endpoint versioning.
Sorry, what?
I didn't talk about the second part of my talk about API. API REST API versioning.
Okay.
Yeah, but it was just incorporate the process of this, not the strategy. But there were 3 different options, and each had their pros and cons, and that's how I described it. And the solution that we took for that.
No, that's okay.
Okay. Cool.
No. Okay.
Okay. Thank you for your time, Peter.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.